Hello, my name is Alicia Northall and I'm a PhD student at the Institute for Cognitive Neurology and Dementia Research in Magdeburg, Germany. This year at OHBM, I'm presenting a poster on aging myeloarchitecture of large-scale body part representations in the primary motor cortex at 7 Tesla MRI. So we all know that motor function declines in aging. We know that myelination is really important for this, and it steadily declines in late life. And we also know that the motor cortex is particularly vulnerable to an early onset of decline in myelin. The issue so far is that it's very hard to link back these changes to behaviour. One reason for this is that the classical approach to the cortex neuroscience is two-dimensional, and it neglects a critical third dimension. In our model, published last year, we propose that we must study the cortex in 3 dimensions, particularly for aging research. First is topography. We traditionally look at the cortex in 2 dimensions here. We look along the cortex and across. And you can already see here that within M1, there's massive myelination gradient. This third dimension that's often neglected and only accessible at ultra-high field is cortical depth. You can see here that myelin increases sharply with deeper layers. And this is particularly important in M1 because of this layer 5, this heavily myelinated output layer that controls motor function. So what kind of questions can we ask with this model? So we can ask, how does age affect the layer and body part specific myelination of M1? And importantly, how do these effects link back to real motor function? So we scanned younger and older adults with 7 Tesla MRI. We used an EPI sequence to localize these large-scale body parts in the left hemisphere. We also used MP2 RAGE sequence to estimate cortical myelin content from quantitative T1 images. So we separated the cortex into layers, and here you can see a middle layer that's mapped onto the inflated cortical surface. You can see that there's high myelin in the M1 area. We also acquired motor function. So if you want to hear about the layer and body part specific myelination changes we found in aging, then please check out my poster 1390 in lifespan development.